How did the relationship with Timbo happen, Timberland?
Timbaland, my mixtapes family, man. Shout out to them. Shout out to my mixtapes. If y'all don't got the app, go download it. So I've been doing a lot of stuff with my mixtapes, man. Like, it went from just business to them really becoming family. Like, I built a lot of stuff on a lot of these apps. But I feel like they were the ones that kind of like, came through, showed me a lot of love, kind of hands-on listening to my music. Like as much as I did on live, like I don't even know if they ever really heard my shit, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to just looking for the politics and what people are clicking on. You know what I'm saying? So, so they called me one day. I think they went to go meet with him, and they FaceTimed me. I was actually in LA, and they FaceTimed me, and it was like, yo, Timbaland wanna talk to you. I was like, get the fuck out of here, my nigga. Like, top 3 of my favorite producers of all time. No way he wants to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, next thing you know, they called me on the phone like, yo, nigga, I want you to come out here and work with me. I'm like, yo, let me know when the session is. I booked my flight the next day. You know what I'm saying? He's like, and then I actually ended up waiting for him. I was supposed to go to VA, and then he ended up going to Miami. He booked out the Hit Factory for like a whole week. Like Wayne was up there every day, Baby was up there and shit. And as soon as he called me the next time and said he had a session, I took that flight that next day. Got an Airbnb for the whole week, and we went out there and we just locked in. Tink actually flew out there too. I got the kind of vibe with Tink, man. Like, fell in love with her whole shit as a fan. And me and Tim we worked, man. Like, we worked. That was one of the big people in the game that I really got a good vibe from. And I learned some shit. And then I got to see that I do some shit right. And he peeped how I went in and just worked. Like, I don't really think too much. He seen my whole scheme of how I work. It was crazy, man. That nigga had so many beats. So we would just do them and go back to back to back to back. And that's how I ended up being on his mixtape. Because me and Tink did that Frenemies record that I had whipped up, man. Because it's funny because he heard Bankroll and Chase. He didn't really hear the TLC and the female type joints. And when he heard it, he came the next day with that Frenemies record. And the whole time we was there, he had, it was number of niggas there, man. It was like me, Tim, Red, DJ SR, my mixtapes family. And when I heard the Frenemies beat, it was a girl record. I went in there, I started to do like 4 bars, but I wasn't feeling it because I'm looking at number of niggas the whole time. So I'm like, all right. And I came out and I was about to start another one. He said, I seen you in there frustrated. And then he was like, when we did the record after I started on Frenemies, he said, now that girl record you was doing, let's go back to that. I seen you was a little frustrated. This nigga, I went in, came back out. This nigga had like 7 bitches lined across the couch, all bad. One of them was average, but the rest of them was all bad. And I seen that shit, I finished that whole record, probably like 30 minutes. But I never got none of their numbers, I didn't even get their Instagram. I was just so motivated to see some bad bitches on the side, not looking at niggas while I'm doing the girl record. And then while I came out, the vibe to it again, he walked up to me, he was like, nigga, you just like me. I put all these bitches in front of you, you ain't even talking to them. You so focused on this record. He was like, yeah, you the one. And then we just like really, ever since that record, like we really like, we clicked from there because he seen my passion for this shit, man. Like how I put that, I knew that I had an opportunity to show, one of the greatest producers ever, that I was the chosen one with this music shit, man. So I wasn't about to play with them hoes, man. I was just like trying to do this record. So yeah, man, me and Tim, man, and I've been trying to work on some shit for his album. And I just cut another record that he did for one of my joints. So we still working, man, hands on. You know what I'm saying? And any advice he give me, I take it. I just sent him a record and he called me back and said, I need you to go harder than this. And I told him, I said, man, that's really I'd rather you say that than tell me you like a record, because that's what, what challenged me to do better. People ain't really telling me that, you know what I mean? And to hear somebody that done went platinum and plus and work with all of the best, I take that.
Now, as far as Timbaland is concerned,
yeah.
What's the biggest piece of advice he's given you? Or the most important thing you learned being around him?
Yeah, I think it's more so what I learned as opposed to just the advice he gave me. It was a couple like highlights in that trip to Miami that kind of stood out for me. The way I record, like when he would play beats, and then engineer, we was calling him D. Wavington, when he would play a beat, the first beat that I like, I make him stop. Like I don't like to keep listening to beats. As soon as I like that beat, I tell him to upload it. I go in the booth and I just start, winging ideas until something works and kind of fling it. And then he ended up getting so motivated. He was like, man, yeah, I don't get on shit no more. And then he was like, I was like, yo, man, he had ideas for that. Frenemies record, he's actually the one singing in the background on the hook. And he was like, all right, go load me up. The same way I recorded, he did. Like the same damn process, going there, the lights a certain way. And like that was motivational for me, because when you see somebody that did it all and you're doing it without someone telling you to do it, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I was naturally doing something that the greats do. And that was good for me to see. Also, it was the second engineer reminded me of some dope shit. My nigga SR, Timbaland was coming in working with us. It was a white dude in there, like he was like co-engineering with the other dude. And every day we was in there, man, he had this notepad, and every time Timbaland spoke or did something, he wrote that shit down. I noticed it. And I noticed it for the whole 4 or 5 days we was there. And my nigga, on third day, I think SR, he was getting tired. No, the second day, he went to go sleep in the other room or in the car. And I was like, my nigga, I said, don't ever take for granted what you get given. You know what I'm saying? I said, my nigga, people right now, somebody will blow your head off right now to sit in the studio with Timbaland. See what he gonna do, see what he gonna play, what he gonna tell me to do. Don't take that shit for granted, my nigga. Get your ass back in this room and absorb this information, because you about to learn some shit that you probably could never get taught. This shit costs money. You probably couldn't pay to get this. Some niggas wouldn't even take money to show you how they create what they create. You know what I'm saying? It's a white dude in there right now. That's why niggas is dumb. You know what I'm saying? And the little white boy in there writing I'm talking about every, not on the notepad in his iPhone, my nigga. Pen and paper, writing that shit down. Cause he's sitting next to one of the gods of motherfucking music, you know what I'm saying? So that was big for me to see. It was kind of like, damn, man, that shit was dope to see that, you know what I'm saying? To see how you're supposed to appreciate what's in front of you and really take notes, really literally take notes on seeing that. So that it was dope for me to see the white boy doing that. Also dope for me to see Timbaland and a lot of the shit that he just talked to us and did. The respect that he has for somebody like myself who ain't sold no records, never got a Grammy. You know what I'm saying? Like even with Tink being in the booth and she kicked everybody out the fucking room, including him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's why I don't want y'all in here while I record. Like, I love to see, and he respected it. It wasn't like he was like, no, I'm staying because, I'm Timbaland. No, he respect that she's in her creative space. Let her come up with what she come up with and then bring your shit later. You know what I mean? So it was big to see that, and I always take that with me when I got somebody under me, when I make it, that big, and I'm like, I don't want to just walk in the room like I'm just, on my Kanye shit. You know what I'm saying? Just like, yo, my nigga, this whack, change this. Let people create, man. If you trust somebody's style and you like something about them, see what they come up with. They might come up with some shit that you couldn't come up with because you too big and you too out the loop. You know what I mean? And that's what I loved about Timbaland, man. He respects the new age. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Team Timbo.